In this lecture, we will review physical development in middle childhood, and we're talking about ages 6 to 11 years old. We will focus on obesity and some treatments you could do at home in attempts to avoid childhood obesity. Childhood obesity is a serious medical condition that affects children and adolescents. It's particularly troubling because the extra pounds often start in children. It starts on a path to health problems that were once considered adult problems, such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. Children obesity can also lead to poor self-esteem and depression. Not all children carry extra pounds or are overweight. Some children have larger than average body frames. And children normally carry different amounts of fat at the various stages of development. Obesity is typically defined as having an excess of body weight caused by a chronic caloric imbalance, with more calories being consumed than expended each day. Body mass index, or what we call BMI, is a measure used to classify children as overweight or obese. A Z-score is computed using the child's weight and height, and the score is then compared to an age and gender percentile-based norms to determine weight status. Now, the Center for Disease Control uses the 85 percentile and 95 percentile as the cutoffs for classifying a child as overweight or obese. Now, let us review some comorbidities. Children who are obese are at a significant elevated risk for adverse health outcomes, including both medical and psychological. Most people believe it's only medical problems that an obese child will have, but no, it's both medical and psychological. The most common medical comorbidities associated with obesity include a metabolic risk factor for type 2 diabetes, including high blood pressure, high cholesterol, impaired glucose tolerance, and metabolic syndrome. Sleep apnea, asthma, dental problems, and fatty liver disease are also common comorbidities of obese children and adolescents. Behavioral factors have significant effects on metabolic risk. Research has shown that youth who do not meet guidelines for dietary behavior, physical activity, and sedentary behavior have greater insulin resistance than those who do meet guidelines. Psychosocial correlates of obesity include internalizing and externalizing disorders, ADHD, problems related to body image, reduced quality of life, low self-esteem, and social isolation and discrimination. Depressed mood has been associated with greater risk of obesity and higher BMI. The short and long-term medical and psychosocial effects of childhood obesity have adverse consequences, including increased morbidities and early mortality in adulthood. A prospective study of obese adolescents revealed that as young adults, women particularly had an increased risk of social and economic difficulties. Well, let's review some wellness and fitness milestones. Kids at this age need physical activity to build strength, coordination, and confidence, and also to lay the groundwork for a healthy lifestyle. They're also gaining more control over how active they are. Kids who enjoy sports and exercise tend to stay active throughout their lives. Staying fit can improve how kids develop in school, build self-esteem, as well as prevent obesity, and decrease the risk of serious illness such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease later in life. Now, what is quote-unquote normal physical growth for a 6 to 12-year-old? Well, for 6 to 12-year-olds, there continues to be a wide range of normal regarding height, weight, and shape. Kids tend to get taller at a steady pace, growing about 2 to 2.5 inches each year. When it comes to weight, kids gain about 4 to 7 pounds per year until puberty starts. This is also a time when kids start to have feelings about how they look and how they're growing. Some girls may worry about being too big, especially those who are developing early. Boys tend to be sensitive about being too short. Now, if you have a child who have these concerns, try to help your child understand that the important thing is not how to, quote unquote, look a certain way, but rather to be healthy. Kids can't change the genes that will determine how tall they will be or when puberty starts, but they can make the most of their potential by developing healthy eating habits and being physically active. Your doctor will take measurements at regular checkups, then plot your child's results on a standard growth chart to follow over time and compare with other kids at the same age. Now, if you are a parent, you probably already know about the growth milestones throughout your child's development. Now, you may say, how can I help my child grow? Well, normal growth is supported by good nutrition, enough sleep, and regular exercise. It is one of the best overall indicators of a child's good health. Your child's growth pattern is largely determined by genetics. Pushing kids to eat extra food or get higher amounts of vitamins, minerals, or other nutrients will not increase their height and may lead to weight problems. Accepting kids as they are helps them build self-confidence. Good mental health is important for healthy development, strong relationships, and resilience. But how active should my 6 to 12-year-old be? You might ask. Well, school-aged kids should have many chances to do a variety of activities, sports, and games that fits their personality, their ability, their age, and other interests. Through physical activities, kids learn about sportsmanship, setting goals, meeting challenges, teamwork, and the value of practice. Physical activity guidelines for school-age kids recommended that they get at least 1 hour of moderate to strong physical activity daily. In addition, most of the physical activity should be aerobic, where kids use large muscles and continue for a period of time. Examples of aerobic activity are running, swimming, and dancing. School-age kids usually have brief bouts of moderate to strong physical activity, alternating with light activity or rest throughout the day. Many moderate to strong activity counts towards the 60-minute goal. Muscle strengthening and bone strengthening physical activity should include at least 3 days a week. Children naturally build strong muscles and bones when they run, jump, and play. Formal weight programs aren't needed. However, they are safe when properly designed and supervised. Well, what about fitness at home? Many parents and kids think of organized sports when they think of fitness. There are many advantages to signing a child up for a sports team, practice, and games once a week, but it will not be enough to reach activity goals. Also, parents shouldn't rely on physical education in schools alone to provide children with enough physical activity. Here are some ways to keep your child moving at home. Make physical activity part of the daily routine, from household chores to an after-dinner walk, keeping your family active every day. Allow enough time for free play. Kids can burn more calories and have more fun when left to their own devices. Playing tag, riding bikes around the neighborhood, and building snowmen are fun and healthy. Keeping a variety of games and sports equipment on hand is good too. It doesn't have to be expensive. An assortment of balls, hula loops, and jump ropes can keep kids busy for hours. Be active together. Get you moving as well. And kids love to play with their parents. Well, some of them do. Limit time spent in sedentary activities such as watching TV, using electronic devices, being alone, and playing video games. If you run out of possibilities at home, take advantage of local playgrounds and athletic fields. Make family fitness outings part of your regular routine. Let family members choose an activity, such as going hiking, ice skating, or try out the rock climbing gym. Anything goes as long as everyone can participate. And remember, you'll help show your kids that exercise is important by regular exercising yourself.